Hey guys, Flare Double here. Welcome back to a brand new video for you guys today. Today I'm going to give my review of NieR Automata. And if you guys don't know what the game is, it's a video game that came out in 2017, made by Yoko Taro and connected with Square Enix. And I'm here going to give my thoughts and my review of the game, which has become my my favorite video game of all time. So let's get right into it. So first off, when I first started playing the game, which was back in February or March earlier this year, as I played through the game, I fell in love with the soundtrack. That was like one of the things as I went through, like for example, the city ruins of the game. I really liked the tone that they went with the city ruins theme, and I think it was such a beautiful, unexpected theme that they went with the game, and and as I progressed throughout the game further on, a bunch of the other soundtracks or the songs of the soundtrack just gotten better and better and better, and the soundtrack just in general for the game I think is really good and really beautiful, and I think it fits in so well with the theme and with the story that they went with the game, with it being futuristic and also a bit of I guess a post-apocalyptic theme. I probably butchered that word, but you get what I'm saying. Anyways, so yeah, with that, I think it just, with those two themes, I think combining it together with the soundtrack, I think it just works really well, and it's very fitting. And as you explore around, for example, again, the city ruins or the desert or Pascal's village, as you have the songs go on with, as you go into those places, it just, they made it work with those songs, fit in with the environment around the game as you go through. And then I think that's a really cool, it's like a totally different vibe. It's really cool. I don't know. It's kind of hard to describe it, but it's a really cool feeling to have as you're playing through the game. And I think just the story in general that they went with is just it's dark and it's pretty deep, but it is really good though, because here's the thing, I like some games that have a bit of a dark storytelling that they put in for a video game. And I think with NieR Automata, I think that adding a bit of a dark aspect to that game, I think it works, and I think it's a really interesting idea. And so yeah, and I think again the story just in general I think is really good. I think it's a really good storytelling for what they're trying to put the meaning of what the game is, and again, very interesting. It's kind of hard for me to think of how to really get what else I can describe it as, but the story is really good. So yeah, the characters I think are very interesting. I think they're all really cool. 2B, 9S. I think their teamwork throughout the game, or their connection throughout the game, I think is it's one of those things to where it's they fit in so well as a team as you play throughout the game, and as you first play as 2B, and then you play as, which I think that's also another thing too with the game too, is it's really cool that you can also play as different characters throughout the game, 2B, 9S, and A2. I think it's really cool. And and again, I think the connection between 2B and 9S, I think the way how they were able to tell from as you played throughout the story, I think how they were able to show their connection, it's just they fit in so well as they work together, and they're again favorite characters throughout the game. And so and I think it's really cool. I think the combat mechanic of the game too is, I think, very, really fun. I think it's also really fun, the gameplay mechanic and just the combat mechanic itself. I think it's really fun and also satisfying as you fight off a bunch of enemies, like a bunch of the machines, as you play throughout the game. And also the boss fights are really sick. I think the boss fights are really cool too. And I think as you also get through around like the second half of the game, and as you start playing as A2 and then 9S, I think A2's character is, like, as you play the game, like if you have never played Replicant or Reincarnation or if you don't know anything about NieR and that connects with A2 is a pretty mysterious character. As then, if you read, for example, the Pearl Harbor Record mangas, as you read those, then you'll really know who A2 is. And I like that they did that, and that they showed as to how, how A2 is a somewhat kind of a mysterious character, kind of. It just kind of seemed that way as you play throughout the game, and so I like that. It was really cool. So yeah. I also liked how they add in a bunch of different endings. There's like a bunch of different endings, which, if you don't know, the way how they showed the different endings, they marked the different endings with just letters. And which I think is really cool, because there's a lot of endings are like Easter egg endings. There's a lot of endings are just like very comedic and funny endings. And then we have the serious endings, which is, I think, mostly the main endings of the game. And there's a bunch of them. There's a lot of hidden ones that you can find, which I have found a few of them. Which, like, one of them, for example, if you eat like a fish, you just die. And that's like one of the endings that you can get, which I think is really funny, and I like that. So that's really cool. What else? And those little moments I really like of the game. And again, I like how they have, where the NieR franchise has their own like comedic moments. That includes with Replicant and Reincarnation, where again the games have their own comedic moments, and I think that's really sick and really funny. And yeah, I also think, if I didn't talk about this already, but I think also the voice acting for the game is really well done. I think the people that voice act I think, the people that voice act 2B, 9S, and A2, and all of the other characters, again, I think they did a really well job. Especially like as you get close to the ending of the game, it gets more and more intense, and you're able to tell over like their voice acting, and it's like, it's emotional. It gets emotional, and it's like, it's so good. It's so good. And yeah, so yeah, there's a lot of things of the game that I've really enjoyed as I played through it. And yeah, and so anyways, yeah, that's my thoughts. That's my review of the game NieR Automata. And yeah, so, and I highly recommend it. There isn't really a specific order. If anyone that is interested in the NieR franchise and we're getting first into it, there isn't really a specific order that you can play of any of those games. You can basically play Automata, Replicant, Reincarnation. Well, I don't know about Reincarnation because they kind of got rid of it out of the App Store, but because it's mobile, that game, it is mobile. So, but it was still good though. I still really like that game. So yeah. Anyways, but anyways, you can play either Replicant or Automata. It doesn't really matter. So yeah. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys can subscribe, comment, like if you guys enjoyed the video. You can follow me on my socials, Threads, Instagram, and yeah. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Also, I'm giving NieR Automata 10 out of 10. Almost forgot to rate. So yeah. But anyways, goodbye.